You're live.
Welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's the Fandome show. It's the quarantine special, the self-isolation special. And we're catching up with the boys. I am Josh. For whatever reason, I'm hosting today because MJ's had a hissy fit. But I am joined by MJ. He is here.
Yo.
Hello. So, yeah, that's very good. What a very enthusiastic intro. And also, after waiting for this prick for half an hour because he's incapable of using any form of technology, the Canadian dipshit Matt is here.
Hi, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, very witty retort. So anyway, the quarantine catch-up. This is what we're calling this bullshit. And we're just going to be discussing what we've been doing during the coronavirus pandemic, shutdown, quarantine, self-isolation, whatever. So, MJ, what have you been doing with yourself? What have you been doing? What have you been watching? How's life?
I don't even care, man. Like, what are we talking about?
No. What have you been doing, MJ? What have you been watching during the last couple of weeks?
Ask Matt. I'm skipping this question.
Give the precious snowflake who are listening an update on your life. This guy's so cranky, man. All right, well, we'll go to Matt then. Matt, what have you been doing?
Oh man.
How's life? What have you been watching? Tell us.
Now. It sucks. Right now, well, I hopped on the Tiger King train. I'm at the head of the train, like that show.
I think Danny's at the head of the train. Danny Soprano's at the head of that train.
I mean that show lived up to.
Danny's already bought his first. Danny's already bought his first tiger. That's how much at the head of the train he is.
I have 6 piercings in my left lobe now and 3 in my right, and an eyebrow ring that goes down to my cheek. I don't know. That show is great entertainment, and America at its absolute finest. I love that. I got around to watching some of the movies from our top 10 movies of the year. Countdown.
Did you?
From a couple of months ago. Yeah, I watched.
Oh, let's slow down a second. Let's slow down a second. Slow down.
Okay, sorry.
Right, I go so like Tiger King. I haven't watched. I haven't watched Tiger King. So sell me on this thing. What is this show about? How many episodes is it? What's it about? Why do you like it?
I think it's 7 episodes, 45 minutes. Episode 7. It's just. I mean, if you haven't heard yet, it's the story of a guy in Oklahoma who started off as an animal lover and slowly but surely started collecting a large enough fleet of tigers that he opened up a zoo, a loose, like, air quotes zoo. Not like a San Diego zoo or like even a small town zoo that has ostriches, and it's just a large collection of iron fences linked together with tigers in between, and he feeds them, used expired meat from Walmart that he has negotiated a contract with, and he parades around the kittens. He's got a little kitten mill in there, and that's like just the base level. Then you start peeling back to layers, and there's a war he's in with a woman in Florida that has taken the PETA side of things, seemingly, as a big cat tiger rescue sort of sanctuary. But even on that front, which is mainly the main storyline, it's Tiger King versus Carol Baskin is the main plot in this show. But when you start to peel back the layers on Carol Baskin, without giving anything away, I mean, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there's a side plot there with Carol Baskin, and she's not everything she seems. And then, in the midst of this war, which eventually comes to a head in Tiger King, I don't even know how to describe the 80 different things going on in the show at once, but there are sexual cults. There is
Sexual cults.
a murder plot. Sexual cults, a murder plot. There is there's gay polygamous marriages that lead to suicide, and it's just an absolute. It's better than fiction. Like, you could not write something like this, and all the hype you've heard about Tiger King is true in terms of just the absolute insane life this guy led down in Oklahoma. I watched it. I watched one episode to humor my wife, and immediately started the second one and led right through. I watched it in one sitting. So, highly suggested.
Jesus.
It's getting. I hate when things are overhyped, but because it is Tiger King all over the place right now on social media. It's worth a watch, though. It's worth a watch.
So, which movies did you watch of ours off the top 10 shows? So you said Dragged Across Concrete.
I watched Dragged Across Concrete. Should I start there with what I thought? That was a pretty damn good movie. I wish I had seen that before the top 10.
Well,
I don't know that it would have made the top 10. I haven't really thought too much about where it would have landed if I had seen it before. But probably in there, like maybe higher up towards The King or Monos or something up there in like the 9, 8, 7 spot, maybe 10 spot. I thought it was a really good movie. It was extremely violent. All the things you guys said was true. I thought it felt like a really low-key, gritty movie, like I loved about Drive and those early Refn movies. Sort of not as dark or sort of stylized, but I thought it was a very small story, well told. I love Mel Gibson in it, and Vince Vaughn was pretty good.
Have you seen Zala's other movies?
No. Oh, well, maybe. What
Well, you
were
should
they?
watch Bone Tomahawk and Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Okay, Bone Tomahawk, I'll watch next, because that's on my Netflix.
Yeah. Bone
Is
Tomahawk
this his best, or is it...
phenomenal. I'd say Bone Tomahawk is his best.
Bone Tomahawk is his best.
Phenomenal. It's prepared to be terrified out of your fucking mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one scene that stuck with me, like that bank robbery scene, stuck with me. Like the final scene in the sort of rallying point for the bank robbers from the van. They get there, and that's where they don't even let them leave that van. That scene stands out. But the bank robbery scene, but particularly the wife going away for work for her first day after the daughter was born.
Yeah.
Sort of, and the husband convincing her to go. And God, like that just...
Look, let's not spoil the movie for people, you know.
No, but that one scene stuck with me. Like, God, that is so incredibly brutal. And it's a good sort of example of how the rest of the movie plays. Maybe... I mean,
it's it really is a significant scene, because it kind of shows you, like in every one of this guy's movies, it's like, I think MJ said it on the best, the top 10 shows. Like, if someone's in danger in this guy's movies, they're really in danger.
Yeah, they don't mess around. When I first... I'm trying to avoid spoilers, I guess, but when I first started watching it, what I thought it would be was sort of... Well, I guess I had heard a lot from you guys in the top 10, but what grabbed my attention right off the bat and where I thought it was sort of leading was this sort of wacky or very odd guy that walks into that convenience store, like the bank robber, right? And he shoots the guy for no reason. And I thought we were going to follow this sort of eccentric, and I didn't realize right off the bat we were dealing with two different ones. There's the van guy and there was the convenience store guy. They're dressed very similar. So I thought we were sort of following, it was a tale of sort of the good and bad in this situation of this very wacky, obscure sort of bank robber that made no bones about killing people and no remorse that way. But it ended up being a little different, and not in a bad way. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a really good movie.
What else did you end up watching?
So the most recent thing, just the other day, that I finished with my wife. I had already seen it, but I got her to watch Isle of Dogs. Wes Anderson got thrown onto Netflix. I don't think it's as good as Grand Budapest Hotel, but I think Isle of Dogs is sneaky underrated. It is an amazing movie, man. Just that animation style. I hope Wes Anderson comes back to that sort of fantastic Mr. Fox, Isle of Dogs style a couple more times.
Stop motion animation.
But just incredible. Dark.
Isle of Dogs, movies I really liked. I'm a big Wes Anderson fan, but I liked Isle of Dogs, but it didn't really stick with me like his other stuff did. I didn't think it was anywhere close to being as good as Grand Budapest Hotel or Fantastic Mr. Fox. But I really love. Most people who know me, who've known me for a long time, know that I love stop motion animation. So I just automatically love the style of it anyway. But I have the Blu-ray. I should watch it again. Maybe I watched it the same day I watched Quiet Place, and I had a bad experience watching Quiet Place because of a shit crowd. So maybe I was in a wrong mood. Maybe I need to give Isle of Dogs another go.
I liked Isle of Dogs.
We didn't talk about that on our top 10 list.
No, I moved on.
We didn't talk about that. What else did I asked? What else did you watch from the top 10? That's what I asked. You don't listen.
Yeah,
to
and I answered.
MJ's right about you.
I said Dragged Across Concrete, and then I guess
so you watched one. You watched one fucking movie.
I watched one film. How many of mine did you watch?
You said watch, I've been. This is exactly. I will go for a quote. I'll go for a quote from what you said. You said I've been watching movies from the top 10 that we did and catching up on those. That's what you said. Movies, not one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I watched one.
So you lied to us. You lied to the audience.
I'm sorry, guys.
You should apologize. At least it was the one that both me and MJ did. Oh, God, no.
No, none.
But I didn't say that I did.
Oh, I'm just asking. You didn't see anything from that show?
Just the movies that I saw.
You're sure now? Now,
I don't think I watched anything else I don't think I watched any other new movies after we did the list, as far as I know. I saw Bait, but that's like you're not sure which year that came out kind of movie. I don't think anything else I've seen, other than movies from this year, Invisible Man and stuff like that. I don't think I went back and ended up catching up on anything, as far as I remember, at least. If you had made your list now, is there any other movies that may have gone into your list, or you would have dropped out, or would you have changed it at all?
Not yet. No, not yet. I mean, well, like I said, Dragged Across Concrete might have probably been high up in that top 10.
Right.
I don't think I've seen enough. I don't think I've gone back to see any movies from last year. I guess Isle of Dogs was 2018.
What about you, MJ?
What's the question?
Hello. Have you gone back? Have you rewatched anything since we did the top 10 show? And would you have changed your list at all?
I can't even remember what my list was. It's 4 months ago, isn't it?
Was there anything significant that you can think and go, oh yeah, I saw that. That probably would have made my list. Did you watch any of Matt's movies that he recommended?
I want to plead the fifth.
Need the fifth. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant, MJ. Jesus Christ. What were you going to say, Matt, before I interrupted you? You've been watching what else? What's this other shit you've been watching?
I said I was about to say Ozark season 3 just landed on Netflix, so I think I might probably get into that. I've seen season 1 and 2.
I just started watching it, so I'm only four or five episodes in, I think. It's been good so far. What I liked about it at the start, at least, was like they seem to have set up like plot threads like that most other shows would just like drag on for a season or two, and they just like knocked them out like straight away. Like as an example, and light spoilers for the beginning of Ozark, but like his kids like just find out very early on that like what's actually going on, which I liked because I was like, oh, this is gonna be like, you know, Dexter or Breaking Bad and shit, where like, you know, he's got a secret and like blah blah blah. That's not even a plot point. They're just like, nah, it's not interesting. Let's just knock it out here. So I will continue on with the show. It's been good so far, and I do like Jason Bateman.
How many episodes are in this season?
The new season? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think there's.
You're on episode 4
10
of the new
each
season,
year or
right?
something. No, season 1.
Oh, you're on season 1, episode 4. Okay.
I've only just started watching the show in general. Yeah. Like
one thing I liked about when I first started watching it did seem you mentioned Breaking Bad. It was something that came to my mind watching it. It's like this is almost as if we came into season 1, episode 1 starts off in almost season 4 or 5 of Breaking Bad. You know, it starts off that intense, and really
everything goes
off the hop.
it goes to hell straight away. Yeah, it's been decent. I do want to see where the show goes, so don't spoil season 1 and 2.
No, I will
bitch.
Not. Bitch.
Look, MJ, I want MJ to jump in here. What have you been doing with yourself in these last couple of weeks, McGrumpy?
Just working. Watching.
You are a male
films,
stripper. Is
TV.
it hard though because you can't touch the people? I know that you're not meant to touch the strippers anyway, but is it hard getting work for you at the moment being a male stripper?
No, it's just the filthy bitches have to actually keep their hands off now. I'm a strict no-touch policy. So
I
if
thought
they
you were
want
a strict no-touch policy before anyway.
got extra tips otherwise, but now it's like, sorry, only contactless payment as well. So I'll kind of just hold the card reader as well as I'm just shaking my ass and my nuts, you know, getting that extra action and that money.
Alright.
Yeah, it must be tough though being in Canada, right? With like the $1 coins. So instead of paper bills, you've got like just a big pouch full of steel as you're dancing there. And the guys in Per Valley.
So what did you say?
He's got a chastity belt anyway, so it doesn't matter about. He's used to carrying steel around his nuts anyway. He's still a virgin, even though he has a child. Makes sense of that one. His son wishes he was adopted. He's the one child on Earth who looks at his dad and is like, you know what, I wish I was adopted. Look at this guy. Only because he's so cranky. It's like, why is my dad so angry all the time? I bet you it's because... I know why MJ's angry. It's because Habib and Tony got cancelled for the 5th time.
What is Habib and Tony?
What? MJ, are you still there?
Yeah.
Do you hear this guy? He doesn't even know what the hell. Do you hear this man? Oh my
It's
god.
crazy.
Do you actually not know?
No.
Fucking UFC fight. The biggest. Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys are into that. Big fight, good fight. You like the fight. The fight, they fought each other.
Do you
really
like?
well.
Do you like any sports, Matt? You're a hockey guy.
I'm not a hockey guy. I don't know. No, not really.
You don't like any sport. That's interesting. It says a lot
Not too
about
much. Like I'll jump on the bandwagon if like Toronto does well in anything. Like they won the NBA Finals last year somehow, and I hopped on the bandwagon for like for the finals. But I could really give
Isn't
two
that what
fucks.
you do?
Basketball.
You do that with everyone, don't you? You do that with everything, don't you? Just jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, it's easy. Saves walking. I'm not too into sports. You're Australian, you're probably into that AFL where they wear those extremely tight shorts and
Yeah, that's
cut
very
9
funny.
inches above the
Considering,
knee, and they're all. I'm not. That
you
wasn't
know,
a joke.
actually, that joke is about 40 years too late. They wore the tight shorts in the 80s, man. So get up on your references. AFL, yes, I am actually missing it. We had one round with no crowds because they're not fucking allowed in, and then the stupid fucking bullshit of we had every state shut down like borders, so they had to put the season on hold. It is the
Hello. Finally, I thought he was never going to shut up.
He was really leading the charge on that one.
Yeah.
You let him out to dry. You let him really hang himself there.
Well, he really wanted to do a show, right? I was just letting him enjoy himself, like express
Guy wants to
himself.
He
Yeah,
wanted to tie knots, and he kept
it's-
feeding him rope.
hey, this quarantine's been doing a number on him. He's never wanted to talk to us so much.
I really have picked up nothing. Like, I've been able to do nothing, but I've picked up nothing either. It's like, it's miserable. How are things in where you are?
Yeah, they're okay. A lot of distancing and stuff going on, but because I work from home anyway, hasn't really
Oh,
affected
didn't
me.
change for you.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm back.
the only benefits being is when I want to go to the shops, it's a lot more deserted now, so it's like, get in. Went to the doctors, no one else is there, so I just got seen straight away. It's like, I love quarantine.
Yeah,
I'm on the same
it's
page.
good, isn't it?
I live in a high tourist area, like an extremely high tourist area. Like we survive on tourist dollars, and it's been shut down, and a lot of people have been laid off. But that's actually a dream because I go out and there's no lines for anything. I can just walk around freely and enjoy the sights as a local.
Are you,
without having to worry about anyone else?
Are you sneezing on anything?
I haven't had to sneeze yet, but you just jinxed me, so thanks for that.
You're welcome. Yeah, I see, like, this hasn't affected my life whatsoever. Apart from I like to go to a restaurant and a movie every now and then. I hate being around people. So fuck it. This has been great. And as I've been saying to MJ, if movies just went away tomorrow, I wouldn't be upset. Like, if the entire industry shut down, I think it would be a good thing. Wouldn't bother me.
If anything, it's just going to escalate the streaming. Like, people are going to want to go more direct to stream, and
I'm hoping
Just
they're
who
not
knows
allowed
how
to
long this
film
thing is
anything.
gonna-
Though.
yeah, like they shut down a lot of stuff that's filming right now, right? Like even that Batman movie, and but if anything, like
Fuck
if
it.
people can't go to theaters, because who knows how long this thing is going to last, or when it'll even peak, because it hasn't even done that yet. So Yeah, I mean, if anything was in the bank for a lot of these production companies, maybe we would have already started seeing things rolled out on Netflix, Amazon. Maybe we will, but I haven't seen too much yet. Maybe there wasn't too much that was done that wasn't already released. But hopefully, I mean, it is nice to be able to. I liked just turning on The Irishman and seeing a Scorsese movie in my living room without having to wait for it to be out of theaters and stuff. Fingers crossed. Oh, he keeps leaving.
Left again.
I might just be talking to myself.
Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you? You'd be like, "Hi, I'm Matt, host of the Fandome, and my own radio show now."
I've got my own. I went the long way around and just hijacked and took over someone else's instead of just starting my own. Like, it all paid off. All the dividends.
Can you imagine if Matt was a host? Jeez. This guy can't even fucking work out his phone or his laptop, let alone host the show.
Oh, I'd hire just a tech guy with all the money we rake in from all the views. What do you guys do with the money that you get from all the views?
Well, the views plummeted since you joined the show. Plummeted.
What, from like 3 to 2 or 5 to 4?
Yeah. From hundreds to 2.
Right,
but drove away the audience.
When I came back, okay, that's fair. That is fair. But when I came back, I brought Tim with me, and having Tim on the Fandome is worth.
No, you didn't. Danny brought back Tim.
Oh,
let's be real.
But I also
Danny brought back Tim, again. And I think it's been the best decision in years. Having Tim in this group, yeah, he might be insane. Yes.
He's the lightning rod.
He might be insane. He might be a pain in the ass. He might be slightly mentally deranged, but it's entertaining as hell, man.
What is the obsession?
Even though MJ wants to boot him out and block him.
I actually
gotta keep him.
You know, I wouldn't. That's not a bad. I mean, that's
he keeps the snowflakes out.
No, he keeps it. He keeps us grounded with the Mission Impossible saga. Like, you know, when we get crazy and wild. You know, when
I have a question for both of you guys. If everyone in the Fandome, in our group, the main people in our group, who would you most want to be in self-isolation with, and who would you least like to be locked in self-isolation with?
Jesus.
I think I know MJ's least. Tim.
The person you least want to be locked up with.
Yeah.
That's you, he said.
I think yours would be Tim.
Yeah, like, one of us isn't making it out alive, man.
Wait, what did he say?
I like that you don't even like commit saying that you'll be the one that survives. Like, you're willing to admit Tim might kill you.
It's a possibility, like, crazy is crazy.
Shout out to Tim.
What did he say to you? Was there anything specific, or is it just the... Have you seen Primer? Like, have you both seen Primer?
Yeah.
Like,
we talked about it.
Yeah. Like,
what about it?
I like that movie. What about it? Well, you didn't really come much in its defense with me at all, so I don't know if you just want to step back and watch Tim. Just
one of the films on my list last year was Starfish, which I compared favorably to Primer. So fuck you. How about that? But who would you least like to be locked up with, Matt?
Tim.
Why is everyone picking on Tim? Okay, who would you most like to be locked in? I would have thought MJ would be yours.
Why is that?
Because he's so mean to you.
I don't know why he's mean to me, but it's okay. I mean, I can take
Maybe
it.
it's like that schoolboy thing where you're mean to, like, you pull the girl's hair and you, like, punch her or whatever, but you really want to date her.
Yeah, maybe. I doubt that. I think MJ just doesn't like me either, but that's okay too.
I think MJ just doesn't like Canadians because he lives there now. And he's seen what it's really like.
Yeah, but if MJ lived like an hour south, which doesn't give anything away because that's all of every single Canadian lives an hour north of the U.S. border, he would
South of the U.S. border.
North of the U.S. border. It would be bad news. It would be bad news.
Would it?
Be bad news. Of course.
For who?
Those for any traveler or any person entering that country that doesn't want to get sick.
Whose Facebook is Matt checking out, man?
Tim.
Oh,
I don't even know what the hell MJ's talking about here.
Matt's got his camera pointed at someone's Facebook for a moment. He's like, who's he checking out?
Ooh.
Oh,
He's on the prowl.
Is the camera facing the screen?
Who's
He's
that?
on the prowl.
Blonde? Oh, there's some messages as well.
We can scroll
Oh,
here.
there's like a
You're
code.
on the podcast.
Oh,
Look at
all
Disney
sorts of
Plus
good stuff.
Disney Plus advertisement on Facebook.
Oh, got ourselves, Captain Marvel. We're not sponsored by Disney, but they should be sponsoring us. We've been giving them some serious, airtime lately.
Have we? How?
The last show or the show before, where I was slating Disney Plus. Still airtime.
Man, Disney are basically the Nazis of the 21st century. So, fuck them. I ain't supporting them. I don't want their fucking dirty money.
I mean, what's even the point of streaming networks now? It's all ruined again.
How so?
So, the benefit of Netflix originally was, okay, they can get quite a few different TV shows and films together, some of the classic stuffs, some of that's easily accessible. This is excellent. And you don't really need cable or whatever.
Yeah, so I know what you're going with this. Yeah,
And now,
I agree.
it's like cable just lives on, except people get the money more directly. So Disney, fuck you all, pay me. So now we have to pay.
Yeah, it's that situation now where all these companies are starting their own streaming services. So you're gonna pay what, $10 for Netflix, $10 for Disney, $10 for Amazon, $10 for Apple, $10 for HBO Max, $10 for this, $10 for that. Might as well fucking have cable again.
Exactly. And the problem is I like Netflix, but it's basically just going to be Netflix, as in they're not going to have the other stuff anymore. It's going to be the Netflix brand.
I think what needs to happen, I think the next evolution of it is someone needs to create a service where you buy, say, pay $15 a month and you get all, a block of different streaming services. You know what I mean? So it is the new cable company, but it has some company needs to buy all these streaming services and studios and just put it all under one umbrella.
I mean,
how would that even work, though?
I don't know, but that's what needs to happen to save us money.
Yeah. It's going to go right back to where it was after the, sort of Wild West days of the internet again, where, the companies took hold of the streaming rights for all their IPs and then started charging it. I mean, it's just going to go back to pirating. There's no option unless like you said, some company can somehow work out like an Uber Netflix or an Uber Amazon Prime that like consolidates all. And what the hell would that look like?
I mean,
It's just defeating the purpose of all the streaming apps they have now.
it's it's so shitty. I mean, if you had to pick three of the services, which three are you picking, guys?
You talking about any streaming service?
Yeah. And just give us an example of what that service has. Because, for example, like outside of Canada, Amazon Prime gets the Picard TV show. Whilst,
Yeah, I'm not interested in that bullshit.
but just as an example, like outside of North America, Better Call Saul is on Netflix for like the UK. I'm like, that's amazing. But if you're in North America, then Better Call Saul is on whatever fucking channel that it's on. So just give us an
Yeah,
example.
over here it's on a streaming service called Stan. Yeah.
So what three services are you picking?
Netflix. If there was sport, I'd have KO, which I did, but I cancelled because there's no football on for the foreseeable future. Because it's great, because it has literally all the sport channels, as ESPN, Fox Sports Cricket, Fox Sports Rugby League, Fox Footy, BN Sports, Rugby Union, everything. It's brilliant. But right now there's no fucking sport. I can watch basketball, football, documentaries. It's all on KO. It's the best fucking shit. And if there was wrestling on, I'd have New Japan Pro Wrestling. But there's no wrestling on right now. If to take one out, if I was going to have an alternative, if it was available in my country, I'd have either HBO. Is HBO Max going to be worldwide, or is that strictly for the US when it comes out?
I think it's a bit like Disney or something. Where
Is that going to be like all Warner Brothers and HBO stuff?
no idea, because it's
I guess
such
I'll
a
find
mess. Because Disney. So I think the best streaming service you can probably get, for me personally, if I was living in the United States of America, because being in Canada, you still get fucked.
Yeah.
They have like their streaming package of Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus, and and I think it's like $15.
Yeah.
And like that pretty much nails quite a few things, really.
It's like, I tried to pay for HBO here once. I looked into it. I was like, well, they have to have like an online service thing, but you can only get it if you're in the US. So I'm like, I want to pay you for your shit. Let me pay you. But they will not. Even the Criterion stuff. What was their channel? Just the Criterion thing? I can't remember. They had some service, and I would pay for that, but you cannot if you're not in the US. So I'm like, fuck. I mean, I'd definitely put whatever the fuck you have to do to get all the Criterion library. I'd pay for that 100. I wouldn't even care if it was $100 a month. I'd be like, I'm in.
And what about our boy Matt?
I'm not really aware of any ones that are smaller that have more indie. You'd have to name a few for me, but I have
Mubi's one I've thought about. Have you guys looked at Mubi?
I hear
MUBI.
about it, but do they just have a rotating list of X amount of films a month, or like how's it work?
I think so. I think it's like personally curated like movies or some shit. But they're all like foreign cinema and like independent stuff like from all over the world. So I don't know exactly how it works, but I think it is a rotating lineup. Like I think movies are only on there for a certain period of time. Have you cancelled Disney Plus?
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I cancelled it after 1 month. Like, I only
Will you
got
ever get it back?
I don't know, man. It just felt like such a waste. Because I'm not in
Like
that.
when like when the Obi-Wan show or Mandalorian 2 or whatever the fuck comes out, which you liked, kind of. Would you get it again, or would you find other means?
I honestly don't know. Like, The Mandalorian, I think, would have to get fantastic reviews because I watched it and, like, 4 episodes of fluff and 4 episodes of story. Fuck's this all about?
I haven't. I still haven't watched it. Never plan to.
Fair enough. The Obi-Wan show, I'd be curious about. But again, it's all just for kids. It's in my name. I get it.
Yeah.
But when you say to me, like, Disney has brought Fox, I'm like, oh, is the Fox stuff going to be on there? The Simpsons is on there. So you're thinking, oh, surely, like, other parts of the library will be accessible on there. It'll probably be just like Netflix, where you can have a kids section and an adult section. And it's just kids crap.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, there's going to be a market for that, clearly. I mean, I'm sure Matt can talk for Disney Plus saying, like, I just leave it on in the background and it keeps people happy. But
Life lesson, don't have children.
It's exactly what I do with it. It's exactly what I do with it. I mean, it's worth money just to, like, do. Watching the thing. Like, it's pretty shallow, though. There's nothing in there. I was scrolling around last week because we only got it a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago.
But
They have National Geographic contract, I guess.
yeah.
And they have ESPN, like, documentaries on there, like 30 for 30, because I guess apparently Disney owns ESPN. I wasn't even aware of what they do, and which is huge. Like, ESPN is a massive. Anyway, but yeah, there's nothing really I'd watch on there. Like, it is nice to see. I don't know. I think I feel, even though I bought it, I feel justified and, like, yeah, there's nothing on there that I want to watch, and once the kids are sick of, like, the 12 Pixar films that are on there, which they're almost through already.
Don't you own a bunch of kids' movies on DVD or Blu-ray anyway? Like,
yeah, no, not really. No, because
okay.
No,
I was gonna say just chuck shit like that.
So it's like we sort of rely on the streaming of. I mean, there used to be Disney stuff on Netflix. They slowly started pulling it. I think the only stuff left on there is, like, a few choice Disney animation movies, like.
The shit I've been liking is because I don't know what it's like overseas, but in Australia and a few other countries, Netflix have slowly been releasing the entire Studio Ghibli fucking library. So it's fucking great. They're trying to compete with Disney Plus, but just releasing all the fucking anime shit. So I'm like, perfect. I prefer Studio Ghibli to Disney anyway.
Speaking of anime, someone posted in the r/movies that they were supposed to tomorrow, or, well, it's midnight here, I guess today, release Akira and IMAXs in North America, re-release it.
Gutted.
I guess that's postponed. I don't know if you guys can see the poster there.
I can't
I
see
would have
anything.
gone to see that. I would have gone to see that, though. Akira and IMAX, remastered in 4K or whatever the hell K it is for.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
80 millimeter. What is IMAX film?
No idea.
It's an 80 millimeter or something. They look incredible.
You could be right. I don't know why I thought it was 50. Fuck it. I mean, is there any films this year you guys were kind of looking forward to?
Yeah,
no.
I thought they were releasing Dune in November, weren't they? Denis Villeneuve?
Yeah.
Or was that 2021?
No, it's this year.
I mean, I'm so excited for that. But that's probably not going to be in November anymore, right? Because they're pushing all this other stuff to November. Like the James Bond and the Top Gun 2 and all the stuff that was, and Wonder Woman. Aren't they all getting pushed back to fall releases now? So they're screwing over the originally planned fall releases. But Dune, whenever that comes out, I mean, Denis Villeneuve, Blade Runner, Arrival, it's going to be so good, man.
Yeah. I mean, I posted a a list of stuff I was looking forward to on the Fandome. I can't remember some of it, but one that jumps to mind, which I saw the trailer for, which is the Green Knight. That looks amazing. The A24 movie.
I
The guy who
trailer for
directed
that.
director of A Ghost Story, and it looks fucking amazing.
Man, it looks
If
so
it does
cool.
come out, Train to Busan 2 Peninsula looks fucking incredible. So, like, I mean, if that does come out, keen for that. I will not be watching Wonder Woman 1984, no matter when it comes out. I won't be watching most of this other bullshit that comes out. Mulan, all that other crap I'm not interested in. Anything Disney. I'm not watching Black Widow. No Time to Die, I'll watch that. I'm a Bond guy, so I'll watch that. There's
Fair
not
enough.
much else. Like, this year's big blockbusters didn't seem that big or eventful.
What do you guys kind of think of some of the studios releasing some of the films earlier on home, or giving the ability to rent them?
I've been wanting that to happen. I've been an advocate of same day release on all platforms for years. I think the film A Field in England did that. I think they released on DVD, streaming, and in theaters the same day. It was like, that's like the way of the future, surely. Like, this is what it should be like. You should just have the
Why?
option to watch it. Because I think it just, if you want to stay home and watch something, it gives you the option.
Oh my god, he couldn't even explain why.
Instead of having to wait several months for it to come on somewhere or find it illegally, why not? Am I wrong?
I don't know, like half your statement got cut off, and before you got
did it?
disconnected, and then you suddenly start
was-
coming back.
That's my bad. I said I want the
there's no
option because
downside to-
if you don't want to be around a bunch of idiots, you get the option to, instead of watching something illegally, give the person the option to just watch it however they want, whether it's
a
in a
win-win.
theater or online. Like, I don't see the downside of it from a consumer point of view. From a company point of view, it could cost you money.
What's the
but
downside?
Well,
How does
the
it cost them
downside is
money?
that if you release say you release it online or streaming on DVD the same day as it would be in theaters, it could kill theaters off because less people would be more likely to go watch it in a theater.
It could kill theaters
and also
off, but
it makes
couldn't
it.
they just... Go ahead.
Is that a bad thing? Is my question. And also, like, if you make it available for streaming, it kind of means, like, instead of MJ taking him, his girlfriend, his whole family to the movie theater, it's one ticket at home to watch it at home instead of 3 tickets. So it costs you money that way. It's easier for pirates to get a hold of it and release it online for free. Faster as well. So I don't know. There's definitely
Yeah, the only
downsides. But from a
downside
consumer
for-
point of view, it's nothing but pluses.
The only downside for anyone is the theater business. Like, from a consumer's standpoint, like you said, yeah, who wouldn't want to watch something on their couch that's brand new? You know, from a business point of view, you know, if money is a concern for them, they can just charge the same amount that can be bought on, or Netflix will have a pay-to-watch option, gets you access to buy a ticket to watch.
Nah,
So, like, they can
I don't
even do
like
it that
that
way. People
idea.
would still do it. I don't like it either, but it's a way to still watch a movie on your couch that's in theaters on the same day.
I mean,
the only downsides to the theaters, they are screwed no matter what.
What's-
They're already going down.
I think it comes down to how good your home system is.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you've got the sound and all of that, but realistically, I think a lot of people like going to the theaters anyway is just a date to be able to get out of the house.
I don't want to get out of the house now.
Well,
They're
now's
all
the best
afraid.
time to go
They're all
to the
afraid.
theatre because no one else will go.
I know, but everyone's afraid.
And the theatres are like shut down, so there's that.
Yeah. It's a shame, isn't it?
I
It is a
just
fuck.
want to bring
day.
this back full circle because I want to talk about this film because it got me thinking again.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
That's the one. Dragged Across Concrete.
Uh-huh. What
Yep.
about it?
I just really enjoyed that film and its use of consequences.
Uh-huh.
Because I always complain that when you take away consequences of actions, it makes the
About it.
action shallow. Whilst in this, these guys mean business. You went to press the alarm, you got fucking annihilated. And because the cops had the chance to stop this, they wanted to see it play out, and now people have died for it. I just like the idea that there's consequences. The heroes weren't like shining knights, but they had issues, and the lack of action for greed got people killed. But they still sorted it out in the end, kind of. Just, yeah, really liked that about his films. Like, as you get older, you want to see more consequences in films because you start to notice not many films have them, and people seem to get these happy endings or get away with it. It's nonsensical.
I love that nothing went to plan for anyone.
Yeah. What else did you like about
That
it, Matt?
happens
Yeah.
so much in that guy's movies. Like, he's the only guy who does that. Like,
But-
in American cinema, at least.
I did that movie.
But
They like
it at least keeps you on the edge of your seat, though, because you're like, how's this going to fucking play out? Because even with Bone Tomahawk, have you seen that, Matt?
No, you said earlier you hadn't seen it. Were you
Sorry,
listening?
I
Were
was,
you having a nap before?
Kind of zoned out.
He hasn't seen it.
This is actually the second time that this has come up, and it's okay though. No, I'm in.
Yeah,
on
it's
my watch
good.
list.
MJ had a nap while we were talking about it.
I think it's actually cool that it's come up twice because I was saying to Josh that I'm repeating myself again, but it's one of the few movies I watched. Well, it's actually the only one that from that top 10 show, and it would probably would have been in my top 10. And Bone Tomahawk.
thought you
is
said
the
you wasn't
best
sure if
one,
it would
according
make
to
it.
Josh. So you were listening.
Partially.
Okay. But be up there.
He was watching porn
10.
before. MJ, going back to the start of this show,
Yeah.
have you been what have you been watching since you've been quarantined? Have you been watching a TV show? Been catching up on movies you haven't watched? Rewatching anything?
So, in regards to TV, been watching Better Call Saul, Westworld. We just started Picard.
Has it been as bad as I've heard it is?
I don't know. I haven't read reviews, but there's elements of it that are quite messy. Like, I'm not a fan of certain characters or how they've been introduced.
Were you a Next Generation watcher or not?
Yeah, I liked Next
Okay.
Generation. I like Star Trek. I like Discovery.
Yeah.
I like watching
Oh,
them.
you like Discovery?
Yeah.
Wow.
My only problem with Discovery was the fact it had to tie into continuity, whilst I thought it would have been stronger if it didn't have to adhere to it.
Yeah.
Because it presents more
Easy.
problems. And like,
So,
go
what are
ahead,
your
Matt.
initial thoughts on Picard? What are your initial thoughts on Picard? Do you feel it's strong, or are there obvious flaws right off the bat?
So far, in my head, I'm just wondering why we haven't gone for a 2-hour Picard film instead. Because I'm watching the TV show and I'm thinking, you could put this in a film, you could put this in a film, you could take this out because I feel like it hasn't added much and I don't feel very this adds much to the story at all. And some of the scenes are just cheesy, and there's certain things where people talk in code to one another, and you just fucking talk to each other like you would, as in like Picard's fucking with the plan. We was meant to do this instead of like he's doing this. How does this affect that? They don't actually speak about what they're saying because they want the audience to be unaware, even though these two people would be speaking about it to get the point. Does that make sense what I'm saying? It's just
it does.
certain things.
There's things I haven't seen it, but I was wondering how they would explain some things. Like, how do they explain like an android getting fat? Like, Data looks like so much fatter in this show than he did in Next Generation.
Why does he look old?
Like, how do they explain? Look at him. Can you see him through my camera?
How do they explain why does Picard suddenly think he's his best friend?
Well, they kind of set that up
one.
in Nemesis. In Nemesis, it's like all about Picard and Data at the end, isn't it?
I barely
By the
remember
way, isn't it
Nemesis.
Tom Hardy's in that, isn't he?
Yeah, he plays his
Yeah,
clone.
he's
Picard.
young. Yeah.
At the end, like, Data sacrificed himself for the Enterprise crew, and then like Picard takes him on as like his pet, like the blank wiped memory version, isn't he? Doesn't he?
Again, it's not bad, but by far the other two shows are much better. Westworld and Better Call Saul.
Saul.
Like Saul.
Okay. Hey, I didn't know.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. I've just. I'll probably start watching it this week, so I can binge. I didn't know Tessa Thompson was in Westworld.
Yeah.
When the fuck did she join?
Season 2.
I love her.
What else was there? Better Call Saul. I just realized, said to Google her, Rhea Seahorn or whatever her name is, the co-lead, Kim Wexler. I didn't realize. How old do you think she is?
35.
47.
Whoa, she looks phenomenal.
Exactly. I was like, God damn.
Someone, I had that with some other actor recently. I can't remember who it was, but they're way older than I thought they were. I was like, what the fuck? Like at least 15, 20 years older. And I was like, this is insane.
I think she's so good. And I was like, oh, she's only just burst onto the scene, so she can't be that old. But she is 47. And I was like,
Bloody hell.
bloody heck.
I'm going to try and find who this actor was who I was looking at the other day. You keep talking while I scroll through my history.
So, watch those shows. Westworld's getting interesting. I'm intrigued to see how it plays out. I really liked the intro for this year's season. I think Westworld's title design anyway is awesome. And this one's
where are you?
classy. I am on the most recent episode. Like, I'm waiting for episode 4, I think.
I've not watched a single episode.
of the season 3.
Any Westworld. I've only ever seen the movie. I own the DVD of Westworld.
Season 1 is amazing.
Never watched it.
I stopped watching 2 episodes left in season 2. Should probably catch up on that too.
Yeah, I heard season 2 kind of shut the bed a bit.
It didn't shit. Yeah, I didn't like the direction they took. It was still high quality, well written, like dialogue, but I felt like I wanted to explore Westworld more, like as it functioned as a theme park. And in season 2, with like, I don't want to spoil too much, but like, I don't know how not to. But the park basically falls apart So yeah, I didn't get
Thanks
enough
a
of what
lot,
I
Matt.
wanted to see. Well,
Thanks
sorry,
a lot.
buddy. It
That's no
sounds like
reason to watch it
sounds
now.
like or yeah, you're really reaching for that DVD.
You can reimburse me for the DVD.
How long's the show been out for?
Yeah, like
No spoilers, man. I don't want
Classic.
spoilers
I
on
wanna-
anything.
Google how old is fucking. It's been out since 2016.
Has it really?
Yes.
to me, the most fascinating part of that show is how the park worked.
Well, question: what did you not like about season 2? Because I see a lot of people shredding season 2, and I was like, it wasn't bad. I just think
You
maybe it
also
was
like
as good as
that,
the
I'm not
first
one of
season.
those.
You liked some of those bad seasons of Game of Thrones, MJ.
That's really my only
You
complaint. They went with the robot liberation sort of route, which is fine. That was all cool, and I like the way they executed it, but it's just not the way I would have done it. Like I said, like I would have left the park operating for like the decay to slow down a little, like a whole nother season of how the park worked. I want to see how people came into how the wealthy thought of the park in the real world and what it's like their opinion of it, or how culture considered Westworld, like in the outer world.
Well, you
And
get
I
hints
want
of
to see
it,
more
don't
people
you?
from. Yeah, you do. But
Like in season
I
1
wanted
when
more.
who the fuck's what's his name? William? Is it William? Where he enters the park.
Spoilers.
Yeah, the young Ed Harris.
Spoilers.
Fucking
Yeah,
What is this, man? What the fuck? You fucking dipshit, motherfucker. I agree with MJ. You're a fucking potato, man. You really are. Jesus, you cabbage.
Oh god.
And how about
Talk
that
about wanting to
Westworld?
boot Tim out of the fandom. Boom this fucking idiot out. Fucking hell, man.
In True
Jeez.
Detective season 3, MJ.
Yeah, don't fucking
Has he
talk
not seen
about that
season
either.
3 yet?
No.
Why have you not watched season 3, you prick?
Do you know how busy I am?
Wait, have people been watching The Outsider? Because I wanted to
No.
shred that show.
Everyone, I thought it was meant to like be. I mean, I haven't seen any of it, but I thought it was meant to be well received.
It is, and it blows my mind because I don't understand why.
No, isn't it? It's a. Isn't it a Stephen King book?
Yeah, the book's pretty damn
Yeah,
good.
that's why.
Have-
Yeah, Stephen King's shit.
Have you watched it, Matt?
Which one?
The Outsider.
What? Watch
That doesn't
what?
even. Oh,
No.
forget about
No, I
him.
haven't seen it.
Okay, but anyway, my point about that one was, in the first 2 episodes of the show, they basically got through half the book, and I sat there with my girlfriend, and I was like, "Where are they going to take this for another 8 episodes?" And holy
Did they
fuck,
change shit or what?
they add stuff. They make the characters more cliched. They add in more bullshit.
More?
And it's just boring. I'm
That's
like,
a shame.
by the end of it, I was thinking, how do you take all the good, creepy elements of the show, well, the book, and you just make it dull? It's terrible. Like, I'd love to ask someone who's a fan of the show why they liked it. But it was a hard watch, man. But yeah,
That's a shame.
I can't
I
think
found
of
who that actress
anything
was
else.
who I was
Who?
looking for, who was older. Ironically, it was someone we were talking about earlier, Tessa Thompson. She's 36.
Damn, that's not.
How the
that
fuck is she
old, though.
36? No, but like I thought she'd be like early 30s, late 20s.
It was weird seeing her naked in Westworld.
She's naked in Westworld? Well, I'm going to be watching season 2 tonight. I've been a fan of
Well,
her
there's a lot
since she
of
was on
nudity in
Veronica
Westworld.
Mars, man. She's great in Veronica Mars. Excellent.
I mean,
That whole show's excellent.
what's her name?
Give me more.
The main actress. She plays Dolores.
Kristen Bell.
Oh yeah.
She's in Ides of
I don't know her
March.
name.
Yeah.
Why did I remember her name? She's gorgeous.
She is well cast, man. Like, her bone structure of her face.
Her bone structure.
Like, because she's an android and she's supposed to look kind of perfect, she fucking pulls it off, man. And I just noticed the structure of her face. I'm not sure if it's a light. Evan Rachel Wood, is it?
Evan Rachel Wood. Yeah.
Was it Rachel
What a
Evan
woman.
Wood?
It's Evan Rachel Wood.
What a weird first
I'm
name.
looking at it right
Evan.
now. That's her real name too.
Evan for a chick.
I was.
I don't. Oh,
I
she
didn't know
was married to
Jonathan
Jamie
Nolan
Bell.
created that series.
Yep. Nolan and his wife writes it, or are the showrunners, I think. Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan, or Jonah Nolan, whatever his name is.
The guy just keeps failing upwards, doesn't he?
Jonathan Nolan.
What do you dislike
Why?
about
What else did he do?
Jonah?
Did he write Dunkirk?
He wrote Interstellar. That was the last movie he wrote.
Well,
Okay.
I thought that was co-written with his brother, but didn't he solely write Dunkirk?
Nope, it had nothing to do with Dunkirk. He's been doing Westworld.
So he did.
Okay.
He did Memento.
He wrote Memento, Begins, Prestige, Dark Knight, uncredited work on Terminator Salvation, Dark Knight Rises, Interstellar, and something
Interstellar,
called
Chris Nolan.
Reminiscence, which is coming out.
And
Upcoming science fiction.
in terms of TV, he did Person of Interest and Westworld. If you've seen Person of Interest, you can see some of the similarities with Westworld. Like, he seems to like the kind of machines.
Rise of the Machines. Nah, no thanks. I'll skip that one.
Did you see Person of Interest, Matt?
I did not.
That show got interesting halfway through, kind of.
Halfway through.
Well, halfway through, it felt like they just switched gears and just decided to
Says the
hone
show.
in. And
Since the show ran for 5 years, so you have to wait for 2.5 years for it to get good.
I'm trying to think of a show that just switched up gears so dramatically and just, instead of being like this kind of case of the week kind of deal, it turned more story based.
Hannibal?
I don't know. Because
Hannibal was
Hannibal,
case of the week, and then
I liked season 1 and 2 of Hannibal.
Switched it
I
up.
wasn't a big fan of season 3.
yeah, but I'd say about half. I mean, there was still case of the week, but about halfway through season 2, it definitely became more story, especially the last few episodes. But that's a show that definitely switched it up.
Yeah, could say that, but then Person of Interest was good after the switch up. Hannibal kind of
I disagree.
went down a fucking drain.
I disagree.
Like, they should have ended it at season 2. Like, season 2 is a fantastic finale. I would have been happy with the ending there.
I don't fully disagree with you. I would have been satisfied if that was the end, but I like season 3.
Let's go to Matt, who hasn't seen it. Have you seen it, Matt?
You just told him you hadn't.
No.
It's like, Matt, do you want
you
to tell
haven't
us the
watched it.
TV
Have you
show
seen it?
you've watched?
Tell us a show you haven't watched. Talk to us about a show you have not seen. Didn't Tim once talk to us about a movie that he hadn't seen?
Mate, isn't
I
that
haven't
just
seen
fucking
it.
Tim?
Okay, MJ, I have a question. Did he say any one thing specifically to you? Or has it just been like the posts on the page?
He doesn't even talk to me.
And just
Probably
accumulation, an
Pardon?
accumulation of just insanity that is sort of like irking you?
Yeah, it's the accumulation. Like
By the
MI7
way,
is
why?
going to crash and burn in forgottenness, like F10. And
If Tim's listening, Tim, you're welcome to come jump in and defend yourself.
yeah,
If you're
please
listening.
do.
Come on in. Come on in.
Let me just read some of these.
He has pre-prepared statements.
Where
He
the
hasn't
fuck?
saved.
That ain't happening, Chief. TLJ and TROS still have massive positive approval rankings from humanity, and they're not going anywhere, no matter what the little hate minority claims. I mean, this little fucking hate minority, what the fuck is he on?
Drugs.
Like, I want to know the metric he's using.
That's what I don't get. There's no consistency. I mean, just the arguing the artistic marital differences between Mission Impossible 4 and Mission Impossible 5. Like, there's no discernible difference. But to make it seem like it's black and white, and one is like.
Because that's the thing with that franchise. Since about 4, 5, and
They're all
4, 5, and
identical,
6,
really.
it feels like the
they're one
franchise
movie.
started again. Yeah, where like
But could
1,
you,
2, and
could
3
you pick up? There's no
were
difference.
separated.
At least no difference large enough to merit an opinion that strong, or like to be that sure about, one being good or one being bad. They're all like the same, whether you like them or not. Like
I mean,
Ghost
I want
Protocol
to read out
Fallout.
some of Tim's
They're all-
quotes here, man. Humanity has acknowledged, remembered for eternity. The world has ruled against. Humanity will still favor. Crash and burn in forgottenness. Like, he's using these to describe movies.
Yes,
the best one
we'll
is,
all
the world has ruled against. That's my favorite.
mate, that shit
Yes, I'll
fucking
remember-
gets me. It's like the
I'll remember
world.
the day
I'm
where
like,
we all...
did China even give a fuck about Star Wars? I'm like, what's he counting as the world? And then he says, my North Americans. And I'm like, what the fuck?
My fellow Americans. Tim as the president.
Mate.
And when he says shit's
were you
going to be
guys
remembered for eternity.
What were you
brilliant.
guys doing? Do you guys remember what you guys were doing when the world stood for a moment of silence in judgment of Mission Impossible
Yeah.
5?
Oh, man.
When humanity spoke,
Or didn't
the world.
speak because we stood in silence. Nobody spoke up for Mission Impossible because we all stood unified.
Against
I mean, could you imagine everyone's that pissed off about Mission Impossible, we have a minute's silence. I mean, for humanity who can barely agree on anything, we have a minute's silence for Mission Impossible. Not anything important, not the coronavirus, none of that shit, but Mission Impossible gets our silence.
This is why people who aren't on the fandom need to join the fandom. For this kind of entertainment.
They
On the
really
10th
should,
month.
man.
You get this
at the
level of
10th
insanity.
day, at the 10th hour,
Of
But
the
if
10th
you're,
month.
But if you're very precious, you won't be able to handle the heat.
Mate.
You know who they are.
I don't think he...
on the 10th.
I don't
10th
even
month,
think
the 10th
Tim can
too,
handle the heat.
to remember
Tim
the
can handle-
tragedy
Tim
of
is-
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Tim is like the Homer Simpson when he's boxing. He just takes hit after hit. He's got an iron jaw. He just stands there, taking it. He never falls over. He just moves on to the next opponent.
No, Tim is Patrick Swayze from Ghost. Sometimes he knows how to interact with objects, and other times he's just walking through people, like you're trying to talk to him, and he's just walking through you. It's as if his like hearing turns off. So it's like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden he can react with reality and he'll kick a can and then he'll phase back out again. And you're like, what the fuck?
Or move a fucking, what was it? Move a coin or whatever the fuck.
I got a better example, a more recent one. Tim is Ryan Reynolds in Free Guy. He's an NPC.
Did that even come out?
Or
it's not even out.
I like how Matt's reference kind of dropped.
He's
like, let's all have a moment of silence for Matt's metaphor.
Oh, fuck.
That was weak.
It's a good metaphor.
Mate,
I'm guessing you guys didn't see Free Guy.
This is
has.
A deep metaphor, Josh. You have missed it. Matt is making a metaphor, a reference to a film he's yet to see, making it big, just like Tim reviews a film without seeing it. So we are now using metaphors about films we haven't seen for Tim, a guy who hasn't seen films.
You know what the crazy thing is? You just used a metaphor for Tim about Matt.
I don't even fucking know. I got lost in the sauce at some point, so...
I love getting lost in the sauce. The sauce that meets sauce. Like, I support Tim. I think Tim is excellent. I'm glad he's back. He's been hilarious. It's weird. He started off, when he first got brought in, I thought someone had hacked Tim's account because he was being incredibly reasonable. And got back to normal. And by normal, I mean insane.
Well, I would like to ask Matt, who would you prefer on the Fandome? And be aware, this is going out live. And he does actually listen to our show sometimes. Would you rather have Alex or Tim?
Uh-oh. He's thinking about it.
I'm thinking more about like. I was thinking more about the statement that like people listen to this, but yeah, probably Alex. You know, of course, Alex.
Oh, so
all those
from like
people
a probably Alex to like
of
course Alex.
I want to keep in mind that you threw Alex completely under the bus as your tag team partner.
I did? I was the one left out in the ring as you like kept uppercutting me. Uppercutting me without any back.
What you're saying is you want a guy in who threw you under the bus. Right?
Well, yeah, because I can actually talk to him. I'd rather have a guy that I was friends with throw me under the bus, because at least hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sadly.
So you guys want Tim then? Basically,
asking
me a question and ridiculing my answer.
Like
I'm
You guys are on the Tim page.
I'm almost actually booting Tim. Like, I'm only not doing it so far because it's not a dictatorship and I just wouldn't want to have to explain it to anyone. But it's getting to a point now where it's just coming out with trash.
Nah, I think this is Tim at his... I think Tim's never been better. He's never... This is prime Tim. We finally hit prime Tim.
I want to know who Matt's talking to. Like, instead of us, he's typing away to someone else, more interested in
Probably
Matt.
that blonde woman.
Yeah, bullshit.
It's the blonde woman he was messaging before.
Show us the messages on Matt.
No, he doesn't want you to see them.
See.
Weak.
Bullshit.
Weak.
I mean... You just lied to us, man.
Bro.
It took... How long did it take us to get him onto this show? And he doesn't even want to talk to us. He wants to just, you know...
This guy begged to be put on these shows. Remember that? Begged.
I remember when he used to care.
He's just a snowflake now. It's like the rest of them.
But yeah...
They know who they are.
Let's get ready to wrap this show up.
I'm the host.
Let's get ready to wrap it up, man. 15 minutes
Why,
to go.
man? I haven't even talked about the shit I've been doing.
Nobody cares. Matt
I
likes to
care.
Matt likes to talk about what he's done and listen to his own voice. I
Ooh.
didn't really want to talk, and you've been
Yeah,
talking enough.
you were horrible. You were horribly awkward, and this is a horrible podcast today.
Jeez.
This is a horrible podcast today.
Oh, thank you.
Jesus.
You're a wonderful piece of fucking human being too, Matt.
Jeez. You guys are so down today. I wish Tim was on this show to brighten things up.
Mad.
You know?
You just couldn't handle a fire that would be going on if Tim wasn't here today, man.
Me?
Maybe it'd just
I
be more
loved it.
reasonable.
I
Most
love
dysfunctional group of people on a podcast ever. Oh my god.
Look, man, I'm telling you. I don't know what you can't boot Tim, man. If you boot Tim, I'm out. I'm telling you right now.
God, that's like half our problems in one go, right?
Your problems. I'm the only one who posts in your damn group.
I reckon we could replace you with Alex. Like, Tim
That's fine.
and Josh for Alex
That's fine with me.
would get one less Trump supporter and one less madman. Like, you know.
Trump's doing a fantastic job, man. I'm telling you right now. And if any snowflakes out there can't take the Trump, then I don't know what to tell them, man. Trump is doing excellent.
He's
making America great again.
Nah.
If you can't see that, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm telling you, man. What a guy.
Go on then,
I think
Josh. Give us
the
your
only
closing
way to get-
thoughts.
My closing thoughts are the only way through this crisis is if every nation on the planet gets behind Donald Trump as their supreme leader of planet Earth. That is it.
Good. You can say the outro now. Thanks for watching, etc.
Oh, we still live? I thought you were going to get closing thoughts from Matt.
Matt's spoken enough, haven't you, Matt?
Matt, what are your closing thoughts? Is he still there?
Yeah, he's too busy writing on Facebook. I can see his camera.
Stop writing to your boyfriend, for Christ's sake. Oh, fuck this guy, man. Look, join the Facebook.
Sorry, what's going on?
Oh my god. Stop talking to your boyfriend and pay attention, man. Otherwise you're off the show.
do you need?
And we're going to replace you with Tim. Your closing thoughts. Pathetic piece of shit. You know what, man? I'm done with you. Done. MJ.